everybody. It's the program. Here we are on TV. Once a day, every day, turn on the machines and live forever. I'm doing it. I'm alive. It's a good feeling. I've been saying I'm alive all the time. In case you didn't know, Death Week is over, Spaghetti Week is over, and now we're back to regular times. That's why we stopped doing those theme times, because when they ended, and then we'll go back to them and get stuck on things. So every year, I consider if I want to continue to do it or not, and then by the time it rolls back around, we're like, did we make a decision last year?
No.
Yeah, maybe we did, maybe we didn't, so.
Although I think sometimes we do make a decision. Like, I remember that at a certain point we definitely did decide to stop doing all the rest of the months. Somehow Spaghetti and Death Week both survived, but
yeah, that's why we can continue, because those two are the ones that are after all the weeks. We're like, these weeks are the ones that will stay.
I don't really know how that happened, but it did happen.
Yeah,
I do remember. I don't know. I think that like they somehow came back around on like a past tape. I'm pretty sure that's the way that it happened.
Oh, yeah,
it's like, looked into the past and then saw that we were doing that in the past, and we're like, well, Death, that's pretty good. And then Spaghetti, whoa, Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Such a relief after Death Week, Spaghetti.
They just go together so well that we continue to go for it. Even though that was like a while ago, that's all over. Now it's just life again.
That's right.
Freddy, you're back.
Hey, I'm back. I was in Disneyland in California, and now I've returned. Yeah, it was great. I got the same feeling that I always do when I go to California. I'm like, I'm glad I live in Washington, but it's a really nice place to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sunny. It's huge. It's so huge. You know, we were visiting some friends who we were staying like in northern LA, which is like Sierra Madre, and then her friends lived in I don't know, close to downtown LA, I think, somewhere in downtown LA. No, maybe like south of downtown LA.
Uh-huh.
So we were actually traveling. It would be almost 40 minutes to an hour. It's like as if you were having good friends who lived in Tacoma, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to go drive to Tacoma and hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess people can do that, but it does feel weird because you're like,
it's a trip.
You think of them as your out-of-town friends. If they live in Tacoma, they're like, you're out-of-town friends, but not in LA. In LA, you live an hour away and you're both in the same town. You're like, these are my LA friends.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty weird that it can be that big. But I talked maybe a little bit about Disneyland.
Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone.
They're doing that thing where they go back and forth, though, like all the time, like every day, or?
Well, they all live in the same place. I think that, though, if they did have friends who lived in Sierra Madre, they would probably do that. Or, like, I don't know, maybe something like that, kind of like that. I'm sure that's something that happens.
Is Sierra Madre part of L.A., or is it?
I don't know. You know, that's a tough question. I would have to ask a local, and I think that that's sort of like, is Hawks Prairie part of Lacey, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is, right? I don't know. What would you say? Is Hawks Prairie part of Lacey?
Hawks Prairie does not have its own government.
I don't think Sierra Madre does either, so I think by that definition, it probably is a part of LA.
Yeah. They're actually rezoning the cities.
Really?
Yeah, because of some people, I guess, were living on land and then paying like the wrong city water or something like that. And I guess like the details of the map were super crazy, and there's like pockets.
Oh no.
So I heard that they're going to try to just like rezone everything. Put lines down. But then you know, people that are on the line, they don't want to change.
No.
And it's like their property. It's like, this is where I pick my home. Maybe I don't think they pick their city government. They're like, I'm going to choose where I live by the city government, but they've definitely been paying like the same people and living in the same place. And maybe they have some like hometown pride. Yeah, I do. Like if I actually Lacey. I like Lacey more, even though I'm now living in, you know, spending a lot of time in Olympia. I just spend a lot of time in Lacey too, and I like it better. I think about going back. I'm like, I'm going to go back to Lacey. I'm going to go back to my roots. Leave Olympia. Go back to Lacey. Yeah, back to Lacey. Like I'm living.
Go back to Lacey.
I'm tired of this like hoity-toity like fancy Olympia place, and
it's getting fancier, I think.
Yeah. Well, they want it to get fancy. That's like everybody's goal.
Every town wants to get fancier. I don't know why. You know who is doing it right is Leavenworth. Leavenworth is the Bavarian themed town. And they have a theme. So they're not ever trying to get fancier or like we're going to have the best thing. They're like, we're going to be as Bavarian as we can.
Yeah.
And like their goal is to just get more like the way that they are. That's a good goal for a city because I've always said that like constant, infinite, forever growth is unattainable.
Yeah, and it's you should be happy with where you're at. I think the people who are trying to get into city government really hard, they're the people who want fanciness.
Oh.
So if you like really want things to stay the same, then it's like, what are you gonna go like campaign? Be like, no change at all. Like, vote for me.
I would vote for that person.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that, and I'm just gonna maybe I'll run for city council under the platform of always saying no.
I will vote against any new change.
Yeah, no matter what. Like we're thinking about changing this. No, and they're like, you're just like a no. So it's like you're basically not there. You're like on the board.
Get anything done?
Yeah, like I promise to never do anything ever.
I would like to hear that. You know, every city council meeting you hear on the channel, they always like, you know, all in favor, say yay, and everyone's like, oh no, I, or I don't know, what do they say? They say
yay,
aye,
nay, yay or nay?
Yay? I think they go like, all in favor, say aye, and they're like, wait, say aye?
Or
yay?
Who's in favor?
All
aye. Me.
I don't know. What did they say? I can't remember now.
Is it like a captain? Like you're on a ship? Yeah. Like, who agrees? Aye.
All in favor, say R. No.
Is that? I mean, that's kind of like the way the pirate says it.
All in favor.
But then you're just reading what they have to say. Like you're not actually saying no.
I don't know.
Would you like this? Would you like syrup on your pancakes? And you just go. Like,
I don't know what that means.
Like no communicating. You just like get people to read your emotions.
All in favor.
Like,
all in favor. I don't think they say yay either though, because they're like yay.
Yay.
No, I think they say like
aye.
All in favor. All opposed, and then waiting for someone to say nay.
Nobody says nay.
No one says nay. Almost ever.
Opposed? I think that's what it is. I think it's always
nay.
It's just like only if you say no. So then you have to make an effort to say no.
Right.
Saying yes is doing nothing.
I got to be on the Olympia Arts Commission too. I got on that. I don't know. I probably talked about that a little bit. But I got to do the thing where they're like someone motions, and then someone has to second it, and like.
Yeah.
I just was waiting and no one was seconding it, so I like seconded everything. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, why is no one else trying to second this stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, just get in there and say second, but then you like get. I think they write you on the minutes. So like you get on the minutes, they're like, they're like, motion proposed by so and so, seconded by Frederick Dobler.
You don't want to get on that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't really figure out why people weren't seconding things yet, but they were. I was. Yeah, they were waiting for me.
So not and then every time they made a proposal, they're like looking at you. They're like, anybody second this?
I'm like, okay.
Anybody?
Yeah, second. Me. Second. All in favor, say. I don't know. What do they say when they're in favor?
I think it's aye.
Aye?
Or if you say aye and nay. Or yay. It's aye and nay.
No, I don't know. Yay?
No.
Nay?
It's the government. Did you propose anything yet?
No, I'm like still don't even know how anything works, I guess. But I can tell you some news about local city stuff because I know a lot of stuff now. So here's a couple things coming down the pipe. First of all, this is not in my Arts Commission jurisdiction, but you know the train tracks? They're removing the train tracks.
Which ones?
The ones that are under the 4th Avenue Bridge.
Really? Like it's like an island?
Yeah, the ones that go to the like little that park over there now that used to just be like an industrial wasteland.
Yeah.
They're removing those train tracks for a couple reasons. I think
safety.
I think it's creosote. You know, they're creosote.
Yeah.
And what was the other reason? Another reason was
sightliness.
like, bad for the salmon, I guess.
And it's also just like basically garbage.
Yeah, so they're turning it into a park, and they're getting some artists and some native artists to like do some stuff
with
there.
That whole area under the bridge.
Yeah, they're gonna actually have a walkway with like a long bridge to like a little island, and then another long bridge to the other side.
So the whole thing that you can walk is gonna be like official.
It's gonna be official.
Oh,
so
wow.
you know, it's not too bad, and it sounds like they've got a pretty good plan for like keeping the history of the place. So I'm hoping that because like, one, there's like the native history, and two, there's just like the rail history, which that railroad is actually a historical thing. That the Olympia like residents from the pioneer times got skipped over to be the rail station for like the main rail place. Like I think that they picked Centralia over Olympia for some reason. And so then the Olympia residents built their own railroad by like their own funds and money and like their own lumber, and they would like people donated land. Like a bunch of like early important Olympia people like worked really hard to actually literally build by hand a railway out of Olympia to connect to the main one. Otherwise, they felt like they were going to get left out by in terms of trade. So it's like a historical thing. It's also nice to just like walk on those tracks. It's a great way.
Yeah.
I go there to get to the west side of Olympia. You know, if you're walking, you don't want to do the thing. You like walk down the tracks and then up the like forest path. You know.
Yeah, it's a nice path.
It's a good way to go. So there's that.
And it's gonna be official now.
Yeah. And there's new Olympia plinth project stuff too that's about to get put in, I think, in June. And I really, really, really want to remind the viewers out there who live in Thurston County to come and vote, because all of these choices, they're kind of like picked by the people who submit, or they're submitted and then the people get picked by the people who submit. And I think that there is a handful of pieces of art that might be good and representative of Olympia, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't really think the city should buy, and I'm not really sure who's voting. So I want like you, the viewer of YDHWM, to go out and vote when you look at those plinths.
Plinth?
You know what the plinth project? Plinth. So it's like those big like cubes of concrete that are up along the boardwalk there. You know the boardwalk? Like Percival Landing and stuff?
Oh, and they got the cardboard cubes with like sculptures on them.
Yeah, they got the concrete cubes with sculptures. Those sculptures there's like a new bunch of sculptures every year.
Oh, really? I know nobody notices.
Really? They're different. Like now this year they've got that weird like big bicycle that's on the corner.
Oh, I guess it just seems like it's been there forever.
Oh, yeah?
To me.
Well, it's new every year.
Oh.
And it's like, actually, like there's one, it's called like Dignity and Labor. That's like this big, this one that, remember it's like over by the Brotherhood, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And they like keep trying to put it
Dignity.
up and it gets vandalized and they take it down.
That's like on The Simpsons when they're trying to get that guy to draw Pictionary.
Oh.
And he's like doing these circles and like, what is that? And he's like, it's dignity! Yeah.
Yeah. They made a statue for dignity, and I remember seeing it in the plinth project and then...
What is plinth?
I think the plinth is like the thing that they're sitting on, like the concrete cubes.
Like it's called a plinth?
Yeah.
And is it plinth, it's only when it's art? Or is it just like a cube of concrete is a plinth?
I don't really know what a plinth is, I guess. I guess I've been using this term without really thinking about it.
Have you heard the word before this whole commissions thing?
No. I mean, I heard about it. We actually interviewed the head of the staff liaison of the commission in the kids' camp when the kids were interviewing people in Olympia about things. And
he's like, I'm the staff liaison of the plinth project.
They were like, I'm the staff liaison of the Olympia Arts Commission.
Oh, yeah.
And she talked about the Olympia plinth project. But that was the first time I heard about plinths. So actually, no, I've never heard the word plinth outside of this like thing, outside of this like Olympia project thing. So that's true.
And it's like it's an art thing or a construction thing.
I don't know. It's probably an art thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting project. They're all like on Percival Landing, and then the one that gets voted gets like put somewhere else in the city. Basically, is the way that it goes.
What do they do with all those sculptures after the year?
The other ones, I guess they just give them back to the people. They're not like, they're on loan from the artist or whatever.
And then you have to get, you like make it and then you get voted in?
Yeah, you submit your 3-dimensional sculpture and then it gets installed and then it gets voted on. So in like July 21st is when the new ones are getting installed. There's like going to be,
so they're already all decided?
Yeah, they're already picked. I didn't even get to pick because I wasn't on the board at the time. But
you get paid?
No, it's a volunteer.
I want to get one, so I got to start now.
Yeah, you got to start now. You know, the other thing you could do, we're about to accept submissions for the Olympia. I think they're calling it Crossways. I forget. It was called Gateways before. Crossings project. Basically, there's like these. They're like trying to get for each of the neighborhoods off of Olympia, like basically like, I like to call them like a portal or something. You know, like basically like a gateway, or like, I think the way that it's written is it's just going to be like maybe 2 pillars on either side, or like 2 large matching art sculptures on either side of the road that kind of like is like the gateway through. I'm really hoping we can get some people to actually make some like archways that people can go through, because I'm into that kind of thing, like a portal pathway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's they're taking submissions for that pretty soon. They're opening it up to artists from like not just Thurston County, but a little further too. I can't remember. It's like maybe 50 miles, something like that, outside of Thurston County. And they get $50,000.
What?
$50,000 to make a thing.
But you got to make it too?
Yeah, you got to make it. Yeah, it's like it's so to pay for your like time and your materials, but you make,
but like
a sculpture that is that thing, and then that's not even the installation. So it's like $50,000 for the building of the thing, and then there's like $20,000 set aside for like the install.
$70,000.
Yep.
So if I just like get like 3 trees and some like parachute cord, it's like maybe 1,000, like liberally $1,000, right?
Sure.
And then I can just keep the other 69,000, right?
I guess so.
I can pocket
definitely. You could. Yeah. The thing is, it's got to be able to withstand the elements, and it's going to get voted in. But I'm not sure. I'm trying to find somebody who knows how to make stuff that I trust, because it's basically, I think the biggest problem with everything that goes on there is that because it's defined by the people who submit, and maybe like some people don't think $50,000 is enough to do their like master vision or something like that. It's like we have to. I mean, I guess we don't actually have to pick. So if we don't get a good submission, we might not do the thing. But like basically, you have to basically pick from the submissions. So then I'm trying to find a 3-dimensional artist who's like really good, and I'm going to be like, hey, you should do this thing because we need good ones. Yeah. So we'll see. It's pretty fun. It's like exciting.
Yeah. I'm going to submit one, and the title of the project will be called Retirement, because that's all I need in the rest of my life.
Once you get that $50,000, you're set.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a good thing, but there's probably a lot of other money-making opportunities I should probably submit to instead of trying to rip off this government arts thing.
Yeah, maybe so.
They don't have submissions for that yet?
Not yet. They haven't even really opened it yet. This is all like pretty fresh.
Do you have anybody who's like trying to get like on the plinths?
There is a couple people who I've seen their names like on plinths that have like been bought by the city, and like the same person has like 2 in the new one, and I totally recognize their style from the ones that are existing on there. So there is like, I don't remember their name, but there's at least one person who like probably submits every year. Like they submit a bunch of pieces every year, and like so far they've been heavily represented. And I don't remember who their name, but it's not what I would choose, is what I'm gonna say. But
what's like the bike? Somebody's just like, hey, I have an idea. Here's a bike that doesn't move, made out of metal. This is my proposal.
I'm afraid of that, like getting.
And they're like, oh, I like it. And then I had to like go through this entire process. Somebody had to like think of doing that at the first place, and they submit it. And everybody's like, oh, what do I like? Oh, I like this not moving bike. and then you get it there, and then it's like the most generic thing you could think of.
Yeah.
And you walk by that thing, and you're like, oh, look, it's just a super generic thing. It's like, how could it be? Because it's never like thought-provoking or something. You not like walk by. Like that, you know, that pregnant, what's that, fountain thing. Uh-huh. You know that thing?
Yeah.
That thing, you know, the first time you see that, and that's something.
You're like, whoa, what's this saying? And you like look into it.
Yeah.
The bike, honestly, I mean, sad to say, there's very little artistic value. It just does not say anything. What's it saying? It's like a big like bike.
It's a bike.
It's a bike.
Like, yeah. It's like a not moving bike. They should just put a real bike on there and call it recycling.
Or they should just put like a bike rack and then like have different bikes on there all the time.
Anything else.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully that one doesn't win. I don't know which one. I don't actually know which one won this year. So one of them, though, is the winner. Wonder which one it is. Going to find out. But I hope people vote.
What about all those fish? They're all in the Olympia Center now. Remember they put all those fish?
Yeah.
Like the different decorated fish were around the city, and then they moved them inside Olympia Center.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Plinths. Like, what do you do? I work with plinth.
I make plinth art. Plinth. Yeah.
Width.
Plinths.
Plinth. That's like the worst word. Like
plinths.
Plinth. Inth.
Plinth. To the plinth degree.
Yeah.
It's a really hard word to say. Your mouth gets really big in your mouth.
Yeah.
Your tongue, I mean.
Did you? Maybe you can go back there and say, I just went to Disneyland, and now I have some ideas about like art installation.
I do. I mean, I went to L.A. and they've got a really like what is it? The main Union Station. They've got a lot of really awesome art, and some of it's like multimedia inspired. Like there was this really cool piece of art that was like just like basically these LED, like they're basically big vertical lines of LEDs. And if you just like, first you're looking at them and then it looks like they're just like flashing random colors and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then the longer you look at it, the more you realize that they're doing this crazy thing where they're like flashing images, but like moving sideways, but they're like spread apart so much that you have to like kind of like get your eyes to do this weird thing to like see them. But then they're there and they're pretty clear, like they were doing people's faces or like a train going by and stuff. And like, it was kind of a mind-bending one. You had to look at it for a while to actually get it.
Persistence of vision.
Yeah.
And then you have to like try to like extend that.
Yeah. It was really cool because I think what it was doing, it was like doing the pixels in one, and then there was like a gap, and it was like repeating that pixel in the next one. Like so, it's showing the whole image on each vertical LED with a lot of space in between. Like, I don't know. It was really cool.
It's like this. It's like, can you see me? What does this look like?
It's sort of like that. Yeah.
You got to make out the whole image. Yeah.
It's tough to do.
Yeah.
So that was a cool one. And it seemed like at every turn you would like walk around the corner. This was even before I got to Disneyland, which is like 100% themed, continuous like art zone, you know?
Yeah.
Even before then, like LA's got a really strong like public art type thing. Like I've never seen before. Like I kind of am used to just the public art style in Olympia, which I think we could use a little more cohesion and maybe a little more like at every corner something new to look at.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to just like be looking around and be like, wow, what's this thing? Oh, what's this thing? You know, and like,
Disneyland is so curated.
Yeah.
You ever look at like a corner of a building, and then be like, look at this corner. It's just like got like, you know, something crazy in there.
In Toontown, I did. Yeah, Toontown is like every building is like wobbly.
Whoa.
You know, and like, you know,
they still have Toontown.
What?
I'm surprised that the Toontown is still there, because Toontown is a Roger Rabbit, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit reference.
Yeah.
And so when I went there, like I went to Disneyland in like 1993.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you know, like a baby basically. I was like 7 years old. I still have some memories of it, or memories of memories, but.
And Who Framed Roger Rabbit was like big then, or it was like.
Well, Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out in like probably I'm gonna say 88.
Oh wow.
And in the movie, it's Toontown. It's like regular town, you know, and then Toontown. They go to Toontown. And it's like a place where real people can go, and that's where like cartoons come from.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm pretty sure that the Disney town is, I guess I don't know what came, maybe Toontown came first or something in Disneyland.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because Toontown is where like Mickey Mouse's house is there, and like that's where Goofy and all those people live.
Yeah, still, it's been there. Everything sticks around, but I guess everything's updated too.
Toontown, I was very impressed. I was like, I wish I could have a house that was like wobbly.
They still have the Back to the Future ride?
No, I didn't see that. But that's probably Universal Studios.
Oh, yeah. I think I went to both when I was a little kid. Now I don't know which one.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Well, they still got Dumbo, though. That's like the main...
Dumbo was under construction.
Oh, yeah. What about the Matterhorn?
The Matterhorn was not working.
Oh. Splash Mountain, you said that, and Space Mountain. What about the Haunted Mansion?
Oh, yeah. That one, I still just don't even know how they did some of that stuff. It's impressive.
It's holograms or something.
Yeah, they've got these holograms, but it's like so old school. Like, it's one of the original rides. It's probably from the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So then it's like they were doing holograms and holographic, like, three-dimensional holograms.
Yeah.
Like, in the 60s? That is bizarre. I have a guess that it has something to do with, like, maybe glass and mirrors or something.
Yeah.
But that's my guess. And that, I mean, it's just so effective. That one is, like, really effective. They did a good job. And, like, the growing thing, it's actually
they have the thing
scary.
where you're in the room and then like the paintings change gradually, or like it's
yeah,
like,
and the ceiling. I mean, it looks like the whole room is stretching, or you're like sinking down and sinking down. But probably they're just like raising the ceiling, kind of. Or I don't really know. I still don't know. It's like good because it's like, I feel like a lot of the things you kind of know how they do them, but I feel like the Haunted Mansion has got a lot of stuff where you're just like, I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
Still, so it's pretty exciting.
I played this Magic wait, what is it called? The Kingdom, the Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Adventure
Kingdom Hearts.
Adventure in the Magic Kingdom. That's what they call it. That was an NES game where you, like, every level was a different Disneyland attraction, and that game came out in I think probably like in the early '90s or late '80s too.
It's funny to think that Disneyland came before Disney World.
Yeah.
I think Disney World is like the one that people are like, well, because it's so much bigger, maybe.
Yeah.
It's bigger and there's more stuff. But they have the same. They have some of the same rides, like Magic Mountain or Space Mountain is there.
Yeah. What about Adventure Island? Is that still there?
Yeah, it's still there, but it seemed like it was for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We only had one day, so it was a lot of. I felt like I was like, there's so many things. I like went into a time trap, and I was like, this is clearly a time trap, and I want to ride all the rides I can.
Yeah.
You know? And I felt like the Adventure Island, like, I don't know. What do you do? Did you go on Adventure Island?
I don't know. What about the they changed the cars to like the movie cars now, right?
That was a thing before, and Tomorrowland was the cars? I thought that was the dumbest ride, too. I was like, what? They're just driving around in cars? Like, is this like L.A., the ride?
It used to be just like the raceway, the unthemed raceway. But then they themed it like cars. The movie.
I do like the unthemed things. Honestly, the unthemed things are probably the best things.
Yeah. What about Animal Kingdom? Is that still there?
Critter Country?
We call it Critter Country now?
It was called Animal Kingdom before?
Yeah.
That's
was
where,
like the Tree of Life?
I don't know that I saw the Tree of Life. Maybe they don't have that anymore. Critter Country has got like a bear-themed restaurant, and it's got like the Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't really it seemed like Critter Country had like kid stuff.
How about the barber shop?
I didn't see a barber shop. No.
They got like the singers. They're singing.
Nope. I don't think so. I saw maybe like an orchestra or like a marching band. No.
Did you get any food inside?
Not inside. Well, popcorn. And ice cream.
Did you get a picture with Mickey?
We got a picture with the two dog characters.
Goofy and Pluto?
Yeah, Goofy and Pluto.
It's like maybe Pluto is a fetishist. That's the I guess the comedy. I guess nobody, it's kind of obvious. It's just like, who cares? Mostly like how come Pluto is a dog and Goofy is a dog, but Goofy gets to be a human and smart. Like either Pluto is like, special needs or whatever.
Well, Goofy already is like supposed to be the dumb one, right? Like,
yeah.
He's like classically like kind of an idiot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe Pluto. Pluto, like, does he do like some not dog stuff? Like, he's like not totally like, maybe he like, well, like, like Inspector Gadget. You know that? Remember that dog?
Oh, no, he has a dog. Is it a robot dog?
No, it's like a regular dog, and the dog, it's like the dog, like Inspector Gadget never did anything right, and the dog and mostly the dog always saved him.
Really?
So like, yeah, so the dog like followed him around because Inspector Gadget never could do, he had all these powers and everything, but he never did anything right, and the dog had to save him every time.
Wow.
That was like the whole story of the show. But the dog was at this smartness level where he could like save Inspector Gadget, and he like knew he could understand language, and he could save Inspector Gadget all the time without ever getting caught, or maybe somehow luckily it just seemed like Inspector Gadget was doing it all the time, and Inspector Gadget at the end of every episode was like, "I did it! I saved everybody!" But actually all he did was bumble around, and then the dog did everything. But the dog couldn't talk, but like knew everything that was going on. So I don't know if Pluto was at that level where he like could do like everything a person could do, but was still just like a dog to everybody else for some reason, and they never really realized that he was doing smart stuff, or if he's just like all the way a dog and just like does dog stuff, and then Goofy is there too. So it's just like Pluto's just like not allowed to talk like in canon or whatever.
Yeah, he can't. He's
yeah, but he does like probably some like cartoon dog stuff. It's like, at what level of dogs are there? And then they made the whole like Goofy movie, which I think doesn't take place like in the Goofy movie. There's no other animals, like they're all dogs. Like in the world of the Goofy movie.
Does he ever not?
Your mic is off right now. Oh, it's cutting out.
He doesn't ever like meet Goofy or Mickey in the Goofy movie?
No, it's like separate. Like the Goofy movie is like separate from like Disney. There's like
a Goofy canon somehow.
It's like Goofy's son, Max. I think the character's name is Max. Like Max never interacts with Mickey.
That's weird.
Yeah. Because it's like he's like living in a more real world or something. It's like Goofy, when he's interacting with Mickey, always has his green hat.
Who's Max's mom? Does that happen? Do they ever like show like?
I think she's dead in the movie.
What?
I think there's a part where he's like, oh, remember your mother?
Goofy had like a dead wife, or like.
Yeah.
That's some like serious loss.
Yeah, that movie, it had some serious parts in it. Where it's like, cause like Goofy in Disney is like he's just totally goofy, but there's like, what if Goofy was your goofy father, and he's just instead of like he's like actually actively joking, cause there's like he's like either gonna be goofy and he's like not in on the joke. It's like, oh, he's being goofy, but then in the Goofy movie he's like making dad jokes or something. And he's like, why are you acting so goofy, Dad?
He's embarrassing his son jokes.
Yeah. I wonder if his name is Goofy anyway.
They were kind of doing that, got all the
Cause it's like Mickey.
Dwarfs.
Yeah, well, it's like Mickey and Donald and Minnie and who else is there in the Disney? Daffy Duck? No, Donald. There's like Donald and Mickey and Minnie. They all get names. But Goofy is not a name. Like, they don't call Donald he's like a jerk, right? And they call him the jerk. Let's call my grandmother. I'm gonna call her, even though I was over there earlier today. I think she's over getting called every day recently. But I'm gonna call her anyway. I saw her earlier today. I think last Sunday. She's like, I already saw you. We got a voicemail from maybe a viewer, actually. Well, I don't know. I haven't been putting the phone number up on the screen. If you want to call the show, you can, but you just got to find the phone number now. Somehow. You can figure it out. Here's this message.
I like that. I don't like it when they when shows and movies like underestimate the audience's intelligence, and I think that by you not telling them what the phone number is, you really, you know that they're a smart viewer.
Yeah. The phone system is weird. They changed something on the phones, and now it's different, and that's something that can happen. I always think I want to go back to like getting like some kind of like phone line, like landline kind of deal, because they changed the phones, and like this device I think is becoming like more and more obsolete, and
oh no,
and they're not. It's like gonna stop running because people change the things. You know how things used to just work forever.
Why can't you just not update, or does it need to be updated in order to work?
Like, I think eventually that's what will happen. Because they're connected, like anything that's like running, it's like not running its own thing. It's like running off a cloud or something. So then eventually, like you're running the same thing, and then when it just doesn't work. It's not like you have like, we use these VCRs, and people are like, why are you using the VCRs? You're trying to be old timey or something. And it's like, well, I just know it's because it's not like connected to.
Yeah, they'll never stop working because someone updates it.
Yeah, not like this thing. So now every day I have to like struggle with the voicemails to get them to go, and I'm doing it right now. Again, so I'm like trying to say things while struggling to get it to work. Okay.
You're gonna make it work, I bet. Here we go.
Yeah, I usually do.
Better and better. We got a caller, huh? What time did they call?
It was at 12:10 while the show was on last night. So maybe maybe I did put up the phone number, or this is a coincidence.
It does seem like it'd be really easy to find out the phone number if you actually were trying.
Yeah. Should be. I mean, most people have their phones in their pockets, so you have unlimited information right there. I'm almost loaded this thing. I think it's going to work this time. We can hear this voicemail. Come on, phones. You can do it. I believe you can do it. Now, I kind of want to go to... I like have been like trashing Disneyland a bit. But now I kind of want to go just for like cultural references or something. Then like, look at this.
It is strange how little it's changed, I guess. I mean, it does have... There's like a Star Wars ride now. The Star Wars ride is like a 3D ride. Did I tell you about that one? I don't know. Maybe I did. But it it exits right into the gift shop. That's a funny thing. You like get off this ride.
Yeah.
You're like right in the gift shop. And kids will be like, oh, I want this Stormtrooper mask.
You did say that. And it's all really expensive. It's like you're already there. You've already paid to get in. Now they want more. Like, extra things. All right, here's this message.
They're giving you the option to have more. You like spending money, huh? Maybe you want to spend money on some more stuff.
Well, can you hear it? I can't either. Is it going? Whoa. Oh, almost.
Get in the green room. Wait! He's a jerk.
Oh, it's a kid. Sounds like a kid trying to be funny to me. I think he just called me a jerk. Oh, I don't know why it's not functioning right now. It's this cord, that's why. Instead of getting a cord that is specifically for what it does, I like have to get this cord to be like halfway in, and like it's got to be just so. And then every day I just try to adjust it instead of fixing it. Probably have things to fix it in the room, but I just never do.
Things to fix it. We probably have that exact cord that you're trying to pretend to be.
Yeah. Is it going? It's supposed to be going. Maybe it's like silent. Maybe a lot of it is silence. I don't know which problem it is. I'm having really wrestling with the phones today. Also, I don't really know.
The payoff is going to be like just getting called a jerk too. So
Yeah.
like working so hard to get called some names.
Oh. I don't know why. No.
What sort of cable do you need to make that work like for real?
He's a jerk. That was for my phone number.
I can hear it. It's a lot clearer, but it's way too quiet to hear.
Maybe it's just like not there all the way or something. Is it playing? Sounds like it should be going to me. No, I'm not saying anything. Somebody says,
Me neither. I'm not saying anything.
you know, I sent money or something. Oh,
What?
that's what this Google thinks it.
I'm putting some boxes together. We're back at it. Did I talk about these? You got to get this. For those of you who want to make boxes that hold exactly 32 tapes, you got to get this box, Vantaggio mozzarella cheese box.
It's a fucking scissor.
There we go.
God damn it. Made it to my car.
Or that was a different message. So this one,
Should be working now.
yeah. I don't know why this message not working as well as Mr. Ginsu message.
Mr. Ginsu's got a lot of practice.
I don't know. Not sure why it's not working.
Expert message lever.
It was working before.
He's left maybe as many messages. I mean, really, he's left hours of messages. I wonder how many hours of Mr. Ginsu messages there are compared to hours of the program.
Yeah.
Probably a lot.
Oh.
Making it work.
Maybe.
Fighting the machines. Overcoming adversity. Theory. These are like the themes of the program.
Oh yeah, overcoming adversity. That's what we're doing.
We are not
I've-
failing. We are winning.
I haven't thought about overcoming adversity.
Half of my work. I did it.
What? She hates it?
I think this is a kid.
You think it's a kid? It sounds...
A woman. It's hard to tell. It's a little kid or a woman, I guess.
Who is it?
There's one mom sitting in my room.
I think the message is like spotty.
It's like really quiet.
He's a jerk. That was for my phone number.
What? One more time.
I think there's more though. It's like long. I think they're not like saying constant things. That's the problem.
Why can't I leave a message?
Why can't I leave a message? You are leaving a message.
Their tone makes me think it's a kid and not a woman.
I think
Or
it's
maybe-
a woman, but I'm not sure.
I had half of my work. I did it.
I think
I'm eating right now. I'm hungry.
they're trying to like respond to the program as it's going. Maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, whatever this is.
It's not letting me leave a message.
It's not letting
Why
you...
is it not letting me leave a message?
She doesn't think...
They're like talking to somebody else. Do you see a pen?
Yeah, here's a Sharpie.
I'm just gonna call them back and.
Maybe we can clear up some of this confusion here.
Yeah. They're from the 360 area code and they
Are
called.
you kidding me?
No. Well, maybe I might have been. I'm not sure.
They stole my DNA. They stole my DNA from the hospital. Who set this up to begin with?
They stole her DNA from the hospital.
Mine.
This does sound like a joke, but it doesn't sound like a kid's joke.
Yeah, maybe they're watching old episodes like sounds like Rebecca talk. Yeah. Maybe was that? Is it Rebecca? Whoa. It's definitely inconsistent. We're calling them back now.
She's definitely responding to something on the like from the past, or responding to something.
Calling you back, whoever it is. Oh, there it goes. Oh.
You reached Michelle. Please leave a message, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
Michelle.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Michelle. It's the program. You can call us back. You have about 8 minutes to call us back today and see if you're going to make it. Okay. I'm sorry. What you're yelling about? I don't know what it was. All right, here we go. Let's call my grandmother next and see how Grandma's doing. Say, hey, Grandma, it's your grandson. You ready to take your medication today? Actually, I know she did. I saw her. I was there earlier today. I think my brother's going to be there now anyway, maybe. He's going to get home at 4 o'clock. That's what she was saying, my grandmother, so. Hello, Andrew.
Hi.
Answering Grandma's phone. Hi, Grandma. Hi. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, real good. How are you?
Good.
You guys
went to Curry Corner?
We went to Curry Corner, yeah.
How was that?
It was okay. You know, they don't have the lunch specials. They don't have the lunch specials on Sundays, and it's definitely not as good without the lunch.
Oh, really?
Like, the best part of that place is that you can get, like, a meat and 2 of those veggie dishes, like, at the same time. Because I don't like it when you only get one. It's like it's not that good. As good.
Yeah.
You gotta have the variety.
Yeah. They should. Yeah, it's Freddy. They should have the option. Like, I would have paid more for the lunch special. Like, instead of us like eliminating the lunch special altogether.
Why would they not have it on Sunday?
Yeah, not have it on Sunday, or at least just say like the lunch special is like $5 more outside of lunch.
That's stupid. They should just be closed on Sunday instead of having no lunch or stuff.
I know at Far East, which is they used to have this lunch special, which was like that box thing, and it was only lunch, and it said lunch special. And then one time I asked them, I'm like, can I just get the lunch special at night? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And now I do that all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Far East.
They're great. Far East, recommend.
Is that Old Santos?
No, that's an Indian restaurant. No, it's called Great Cuisine of India. They don't like me, though, because they have a buffet. They had a to-go buffet. And, like, oh, Mr. Gintz is calling us right now. Here, bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, bye, Grandma. Hi, Grandma.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, Grandma, you're on the phone. I'm going to talk to you. I saw you take your medication. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hello? Mr. Ginsu? Hello, uh-oh. Hello, Mr. Ginsu?
What?
We're here. It's not a message.
I'm guessing this is real.
It's real.
It's really real.
We're here. I'm responding to you. I'm not a hallucination. I'm Mr. Ginsu. It's the ants. I'm an ant. I'm talking to you.
Is that what happened?
I'm the ants. I'm the voice of the ants.
You talk ants now?
Yeah. Have you ever been to Disneyland?
Communications are getting fixed, dude.
Have you ever been to Disneyland?
It's funny you should mention that. Yeah, I have horror stories from Disneyland.
What happened?
Fucking... They thought it'd be a bright idea to put me on a fucking leash.
Yeah, it seems like, something, you would have at least one happy memory in your life, but you're like, You know, I'll tell you about that. I got a horror story.
You'd fucking motherfucking think, wouldn't you, motherfucker?
Miss Casey, do you have a single happy memory from childhood?
No.
No, not one. Do you have any? It's like, remember that one time you got really stoned? That was pretty awesome, right?
I got socks for Christmas once.
Yeah.
Blankets and stuff because I needed them. You know, stuff you need.
Yeah, that's good. Life-sustaining socks.
Get anyway or use anyway, but whatever.
So what happened to Disney?
I didn't need.
Yeah.
Nothing to play with really.
What happened to Disneyland?
Got carted around on a fucking leash.
What were you trying to get away?
See, they used to put me in the backyard on a leash.
What? Couldn't
you know, the leash is hooked behind my back so I couldn't reach it.
Like, it's right to the spot where you can't get to and you're like trying to reach back there?
Exactly. Oh, don't tell me I didn't try, motherfucker.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't know. I feel like if I did that, I would start like hanging myself on purpose and be like, "Get me out of here! You're gonna put me on a leash on my neck until you break it off me." You know.
Yeah. I didn't like the leash. See.
Well, yeah.
Who would like the leash? No one.
And whenever we got to Disneyland, they whipped that leash out, and I started crying.
That's awful.
Once I fucking got leashed up, I was crying. I didn't stop crying, so they took the leash off.
Yeah. Well, then,
fucking end of the day.
Once you put a leash on a kid, though, you take that leash off, you're gonna try to run, like, because they're like, well, I guess I'm not on a leash. I'm not supposed to go. Ah!
Intentions of running anywhere.
I was on a leash of love. That's what my, you know, that's the better kind of leash. They're like, I love you. Don't. If you were trying to run away, why would you do that?
Fucking let me tell you.
I think that.
How embarrassing to fucking walk around
yeah.
with a goddamn leash.
That's horrible. Did they just like drag you on your? I can picture you just like getting dragged around.
No, never mind holding my fucking hand.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucking.
Like a human
person.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. So no fun about that. When did you? Yeah, Freddy just went there and he's back.
Huh. Well, I hope Freddy had a better time than I did.
I did. I didn't even have to wear a leash at all.
You didn't what?
I didn't have to wear a leash. It was great.
You didn't have to wear a leash? God.
If you see an adult on a leash, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, then they really want to be on that leash, actually. No, it was a good time. Yeah, I was got to ride the rides, the classic stuff. I did see a lot of. I saw a lot of sad kids and angry parents. You know, that's kind of a funny thing.
Oh,
like,
fuck, I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying, motherfucker.
I said I didn't have to wear a leash. There's a lot of crying kids and angry parents, and I was glad to be like a early 30s, late 20s adult with no kids or parents, and I feel like that's the best time to go to Disneyland.
Did you go hang out with him?
With who?
The guy that was your age?
What? No, that's him. He's talking about himself.
Me.
Oh.
It was good. I did. In that case, yes, I did.
Is my fucking volume turned down? My volume turned all the motherfucking way the fuck up.
Mr.
Goodman! The problem's on your fucking end. Fix it, Freddy, would you?
Can you hear me?
You fix it. It's all Freddy's
fault. A little bit.
Yeah, is that better?
That seems to be a little better.
We only have like 2 minutes left today.
What?
Well, at least I can hear you.
Yeah.
The show's over in 2 minutes.
Their genetics were stolen by the.
Oh yeah, they didn't answer. Yeah, it was Michelle though, so I think it was a woman. I think they might have been drunk.
No, I do have that one good memory where I asked somebody something and they said yes.
Yeah, what'd you ask them for?
To be mine.
Oh yeah, and then your teacher took it away.
And then the teacher slandered me to a parent or something, and who knows what the fuck they said. The fucking.
You only have one good memory, and it leads to tragedy.
And everything all turns out bad.
Yeah. Well, you've moved on. But now you're.
I keep trying to move on.
Yeah.
I keep moving on.
It's not over. It's not over yet. It'll work out in the end, and then everything will be fine.
Yeah, in the end, one of these days, when one of these bad things starts to go down,
yeah,
I'm gonna intercede.
And then you're gonna turn around.
People are gonna shit their pants.
The show's over. Here's the credits.
Yeah.
What was the text on the screen the whole time?
Yeah, I never took it off.
Wow, I didn't even notice until.
Oh, we didn't look. Oh, we didn't record a message to the future.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we gotta do that first.
Oh, we gotta wait.
Yeah. Oh.
We might be going into overtime today.
Yeah, we're gonna record the message to the future first.
How did the time go by so fast?
You haven't been here in a while, and I've been doing this by myself. So now when there's somebody else here, it's just like extra.
Mr. Ginsu's getting. He's still talking.
Yeah, Mr. Ginsu, we're still here because I gotta record a message to the future.
You got those crazy eyes on. Not those, like the O eyes.
I have to urinate.
Oh no!
I'm like, good thing the show's over. I don't really get a chance. I'm really messing my kidneys up right now.
Well, and also it just makes everything a little harder to do.
Hey, future, it's us the past.
I'm back from Disneyland.
We're going in overtime. Bye.
Ocean.
The ocean. Oh, I took the text off the screen. That's why the text been on the screen the whole time. Cause it's Sunday. You saw it. It's we're on TCTV channel 22 at 11:30 and 2 a.m.
Drink a quarter of a cup of water real quick.
YDHWM. I drink like 5 cups while we're sitting here.
YDHWM, and then you can freaking drink a cup of water and have to go pee real quick.
I did. 360-364-04. Call me a message. Get on T.
You don't gotta go pee right now?
I would like to. 109 State Avenue number 3.
Yeah, I bet you would. That's why I'm asking you. I'm like, are you sure?
I'm gonna go. I'm holding it for another like 30 seconds. Graham,
you gotta do pee right there on the couch.
I shouldn't have told you.
Pee on the couch.
TCTV, the Bailey, Jody Fabulous, Graham, stop I kind of forgot you were there. Thurston County Washington, USA, thank you. And viewers, I see you watching, thank you. Don't tell Mr. Ginsu any flaws.
I think that he's going to be bringing this one up for a while, maybe.
Hell yeah, dog!
Hell yeah, dog.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take it easy, Kenny.